I'm delighted to be here this morning at this year's Rural Water Services Conference to provide the opening address on behalf of my colleague, Minister Darragh O'Brien, who unfortunately was unable to make here today. He asked me to come along and deputise for him, but he sends his best regards. And I spoke earlier to the board, and he's fully supportive, and we as a department are fully supportive of what you're doing, and we look forward to that collaborative approach. Can I first off acknowledge your chair, Vincent Farrelly, for the National Federation of Group Water Schemes, your CEO, Barry Dean, and can I suppose just acknowledge one person. When I was coming along by the foyer, I met the first employee of the National Federation of Group Water Schemes, and that's Katrina Devaney. She told me she was the first employee. She's still going strong. She must have joined it as a teenager, because she certainly looks as young as ever. So you just give her a round of applause, because I think that's... And so I suppose can I first just acknowledge and thank the National Federation of Group Water Schemes for the invite here today, and really acknowledge the phenomenal work that Group Water Schemes contribute. And I was just speaking earlier, and the brand of Group Water Schemes is a very strong brand. It's a brand that, I'm a TD for Limerick City, but I'm from rural Ireland, and it has always held its brand, and it's something that we respect very much in the department, and it's something you should be very proud of. And it came from, and I think John was earlier mentioning that, it originated from people bringing the water from the well to the home. And the question was, how could they improve that quality? And years go by very quickly, but it's ultimately, its raison d'etre hasn't changed. It's about the provision of wholesome and clean water supplies throughout rural Ireland. And I really want to acknowledge that core point. And you were at pains to state, John, about where you came from. We respect that. And the volunteer aspect of what you do, and you work with the professionals in the department, and Dougie Kelly is here from the department, and Dougie will be giving you an outline of the programme where the Minister O'Brien is due to announce, the Rural Water Rural Water Upgrade Scheme. And I just can't emphasise the role that you play in the volunteer sector. And you're working obviously in partnership to deliver, working with ourselves, right? So we see you as very much a collaborative partner to ensure the achievement of national policy objectives as outlined in the Water Services Policy Statement and the River Basin Management Plan. The successful implementation of these policies is central to the work and allow us to meet together our obligations, particularly under the Water Framework Directive. Looking at the title of your conference today, it's Embracing Change, Opportunity and Challenge for the Group Water Scheme Sector. And I've looked at your array of contributors, and I'm looking forward to hearing them myself. It's very comprehensive, very diverse, and really you're very much, as I say, you started from bringing the water from the well but into the home, but you very much are moving with the times and very much at the forefront of what we're doing as a department and as a nation. There are many challenges faced by the sector which can impact on the provision of safe, reliable, secure water stream to our rural communities. And obviously, as voluntary sector, you have to deal with the ongoing challenges, and of course include seeking advice and expertise that are available to you, along with availing of the funding that is needed to improve and help to meet the obligations of national and EU legislation. And the Federation here are providing that technical backup. That's hugely important, as well as us in the department and the local authorities. The funding being provided by the department's multi-annual water programme can provide you with the resources to protect against the impact of these significant challenges on the water services you provide. Minister O'Brien will very shortly announcing the new multi-annual rural water scheme, and it really, once it's announced, it will give the opportunity to group water schemes, the length and breadth of Ireland, to submit funding applications. And it will obviously, in a normal way, be done through your individual local authorities. The applications will go into them. And really, I know many of you are already looking at projects, but really we want to encourage you to identify all group water schemes, to identify suitable. We want to see applications coming under the new multi-annual programme. And I know we're looking to encourage SEEP to help, support and advise through your local authority, as I said already, the National Federation of Group Water Schemes, and from the department. And it's the funding through this programme that will help your scheme to be best prepared to meet the aims and obligations of providing safe and reliable water service to communities. Your federation, you're celebrating 25 years today. That's a milestone. I've passed that number of years with my long-suffering wife. So I understand the significance of 25 years, and I really want to compliment you on that. The new programme that we're going to build will build and assess of previous programmes. Provide financial support to allow schemes to undertake necessary capital improvement works, sourcing of protection measures to improve water quality into source catchment, improve your water treatment facilities, or where appropriate, to amalgamate and rationalise. And obviously that's something that we want you to consider. We understand how important it is what you've done as group water schemes individually. The question is, is there elements there where we could be more strong in terms of synergies collectively? And that's something, obviously, it's a debate within your own federation that's being looked at, and I wish you well on that. But I do acknowledge the phenomenal work of the individual schemes and the continued work. With the provision of funding on a rolling multi-annual cycle, the programme provides the opportunity for schemes to plan and develop in a more long-term way against the impact of biodiversity loss, pollution, as well as climate change. And from my role as Minister of State in the Department of in the Department of Housing, but with responsibility for local government, the local government services have a key role to play here. All 31 local authorities, and one should never mention people, but I see Kieran O'Donnell from my own council, Limerick City and County Council here, he made his presence known, so I understand Kieran. Worked tirelessly, all local work, to a range of diverse services ranging from roads and planning to housing, environment and amenities. They're the administrators of the rural water programme. That won't change. Local authorities provide a vital role on behalf of the department, especially in the funded under the programme. My department, through the rural water programme, funds the staffing costs and overheads of local authorities in their role in terms of administration of these schemes. And working in collaboration and partnership with communities, the successful delivery of our new programme, I think, can be fully achieved with everyone working together. Uisce, just to touch on it, on the 1st of January, became the standalone national authority for water services, giving effect to the commitment made in our programme for government to retain Uisce publicly owned as a national standalone and regulated entity. It's been an important milestone for us as a government, in that Uisce has now separation from our VIA group in terms of gas. The new share ownership also takes effect, and it now becomes accountable to the Public Accounts Committee, so that will be a new area. We're doing a review of the rural water sector, and the department, along with the Rural Water Working Group, and I know the Federation are very much a key member of that working group, has been working on a comprehensive review of the future of needs of rural water sector. And I know Brian Gallagher is going to hear from the Tobin consulting engineers who are doing the work on that, will be one of your contributors shortly, and I really look forward to hearing from him. The review is considered the resource and governance and regulation of the sector, the completion of the research and information report on rural water sector earlier this year by Tobin consulting engineers. Behalf of the is a part of the review. The broad consultation process undertaken was and is key to understanding the needs of the sector. Our department is fully committed to completing the review and is working in collaboration with the working group to prepare constructive proposals for the improvement of the sector. The outcome review and the implementation of the recommendations made, I believe, will be important to meeting the needs of the sector. Looking at the transposition of the recast Drinking Water Directive, the There's been some important developments over the last year. In March of this year, Ireland completed a full transposition of the recast drinking water directives EU 2184, which is focused on the quality of water intended for human consumption. The overarching objective of the directive is to protect human health by improving access to drinking water and ensuring drinking water that is wholesome and clean. The transition was concluded through the adoption of 2 new set of regulations. The main changes brought by these new regulations: they establish and enhance the existing requirements to protect human health by laying down detailed and clear directions regarding the management of and access to water intended for human consumption, particularly in marginalised groups. Key measure of the provision of drinking water bottle refill stations at appropriate locations. Sanctions available as penalties and prosecutions are also being broadened to include offence in relation to pollution or contamination of water sources. Just to touch on the River Basin Management Plan, the EPA report on water quality provide an update on the water quality of Ireland's rivers, lakes, estuaries, coastal and groundwater for 2022, and improvements are happening in some areas, but have been somewhere they've declined in elsewhere. So obviously it's something we need to be conscious of. The government also published a revised strengthened River Basin Management Plan, which covers the third cycle of the River Basin Planning up to 27 for Ireland. The plan creates programs and measures to address the water quality in rivers, lakes, estuaries and other coastal waters. The identifying and implementation of the right measure in the right place will be a key driver behind the plan. It's a key commitment in our programme government, the River Basin Management Plan. Building on the work of previous cycles by incorporating integrated catchment management approach, the plan will enter main pressures on our water status, and set the environmental objectives measures needed to protect and resource our water bodies. The integrated catchment management approach will be underpinned by 46 local catchment management plans. Communities will have an increased say in the management of their local waterways and lakes, with public publicity of the catchment community fora. Where there are encouraging water quality improvements, it clearly shows that measures targeting priority areas for action are working. The target approach will be significantly enhanced under the new third River Basin Management Plan. The plan has been carefully prepared in consultation with multiple stakeholders, including on Forum ISCA, the National Water Stakeholder Forum. And then one of the key principles of the River Basin Plan is to deliver integrated multi-policy objectives for water, biodiversity and climate wherever possible. I have no doubt that the integrated approach will deliver gains for our water quality. And I suppose finally I want to thank the Federation for the invitation to open your very much comprehensive Rural Water Services Conference. I really look forward to interesting discussions and debates over the course of the day, and with the opportunity to meet and engage with stakeholders across the sector. But I suppose, in summary, the government stand very much in support and collaborative approach of what the Federation, and more particularly the group water schemes, the length and breadth of Ireland, what you're doing. You're playing a vital role, not only from your original focus in bringing water, but more particularly about improving the water quality, the length and breadth of Ireland. It's a challenge we face. We can't ignore it. And I think your sector plays an absolutely vital, a key role. That's what this new multi-annual rural programme, that investment programme that Minister O'Brien will be announcing very shortly, will be very much centred around. And obviously Dougie Kelly from our department will be going through it in more detail. But we acknowledge the phenomenal work you do. We applaud the volunteer aspect to it. We do not underestimate in any way. You have one key component that is vital in terms of delivering. You're all of your communities. You're working in your communities, for your communities, on behalf of your communities, but more particularly you're doing it on a volunteer basis. And I really want to thank you for that. With that, I'm now, I suppose the nice aspect of being at a conference like this, I want to announce the Group Water Schemes Excellence Awards 2023. I'm delighted to announce the winners of the 2023 Group Water Schemes Excellence Awards, and I think I'll announce them, and then I think we'll have presentations at at 11 o'clock, formal presentations. So it's the winners of the 2023 Group Water Schemes Excellence Awards. This year's awards are a fitting tribute to exceptional group water schemes that have truly exemplified the essence of the sector, creating a meaningful impact on rural Ireland. And I want to announce really the overall winners for each of the 4 categories. And the winners are: 1, under the category of Water Safety Planning and Quality Assurance Implementation, Glencorrell Group Water Scheme, County Mayo. You might applaud them there, please. The second category, Water Demand Management Climate Action, I hope I'm pronounced this correctly, is it Glencraig's Group Water Scheme, County Galway. Third scheme, Biodiversity Enhancement, Curragh-Cray, am I pronouncing that correctly? Curragh-Cray Group Water Scheme, Roscommon. Congratulations, round of applause. And under the 4th category, Community Engagement, Dysart Tuna is a Tuna Group Water Scheme, County Clare. Round of applause there, please. To each winner, congratulations on the positive impact you have on your communities, and this accolade is a testament to your hard work and dedication. And once again, it goes back to what you do for your communities, and we were speaking earlier, much of it is intangible, but hugely beneficial. And it's something we are looking at in the department to look at that intangible element as well, in terms of factoring it in. Within each category, a number of other schemes are today being awarded an excellent flag for demonstrating high quality standards in their respective categories. So in the first category, which is the Water Safety Planning and Quality Assurance Implementation category, I want to congratulate, and I'll call them and then we can give them all, Dysart Tuna Group Water Scheme, County Clare, Glencraig Group Water Scheme, County Galway, is it Kilconnell Inaran, is it? Kilconnell Group Water Scheme, County Galway, and Mid Roscommon Group Water Scheme, County Roscommon. You might give them all a round of applause, please. In the second category, Water Demand Management and Climate Action, I want to congratulate the winners under this category for the an excellent flag. Milltown Community Group Water Scheme, County Galway, and West Limerick Water Scheme, County Limerick. You might give them a round of applause, please. I see, good to see someone from Limerick, yeah. And in the third category, the Biodiversity Enhancement category, can I congratulate Belcarra Community Group Water Scheme, County Mayo, and Glencraig Group Water Scheme, County Galway. A round of applause there, please. And finally, in the fourth category, in the Community Engagement category, congratulations to Curragh-Cray Group Water Scheme, County Roscommon, Glencraig Group Water Scheme, County Galway, Gowland Group Water Scheme, County Cavan, and Milltown Community Group Water Scheme, County Galway. A big round of applause for all 4. And really, can I just say that the proudly flown flags will serve as a great beacon of your loyalty of your group, of your scheme's achievement, the locality of your scheme's achievements. Can I just thank you for all the participants, the award organisers, the expert judge panels for their professionalism. And these winners set a shining example for the entire sector. Their Excellence Awards are a great way to celebrate the hard work of group water schemes, to raise awareness into local communities of the vital services provided. And really, I suppose, it's just an acknowledgement, really, in a positive and constructive way of the phenomenal work that you do. So I suppose, finally, can I wish you well with the conference? I'm delighted to be here. And really, from Minister Bryan and myself, we look forward to working with, particularly with the new multi-annual rural investment scheme that will shortly be announced, in further, I suppose, ensuring that rural Ireland continues to have good, clean, quality drinking water, and that we can look to ensure that that's across all sectors, and really you provide a vital role in that. Thank you all very much.